Finally, a movie that gets into the Christmas spirit. While every other hero would be lazy and just hand out gift cards, Art the Clown will give you a gift-wrapped box of C4 strapped to a severed head because he cares. After the major success of Terrifier 2, we knew our Christmas wish would come true and that there would be a Terrifier 3, which honestly embraces the holiday setting more than the other movies I've featured this season. As great as Invasion USA and Cobra are, Christmas decorations were really just in the background without much reference to the holiday. And then there was Eaten Alive, where, hey look, there's a street Santa for a scene. It's a Christmas movie. No, in Terrifier 3, Art the Clown is gonna make sure everyone ends up on the naughty list, as the movie takes place during Christmas as a nod to the all throughout the house segments of the Tales from the Crypt movie and TV series. There were major studios that had an interest in financing this after Terrifier 2 became a surprise hit, but writer-director Damien Leone turned them all down so he could still have full control over his work and release this unrated bloodbath the way he wants. For when we last left our heroes, Sienna received the Resurrection Sword and chopped the head of Art the Clown, only for his head to be reborn in a birthing scene with Victoria. As it's written in scripture. While here, not only is Art gonna return to wreak havoc on the town, but also ruin their family Christmas gatherings. It's got a whole list of returning characters, like Lauren Lavera as Sienna, Elliot Fullman as her brother Jonathan, Samantha Scafidi as Victoria, and of course David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown, a killer so fierce that every day is garbage day. Plus composer Paul Wiley returns, as well as cinematographer George Stuber, because like the second film, it's an over 2-hour gory epic where half the runtime can be focused on the gruesome deaths of these poor bastards. I am ready to watch a movie that makes Eaten Alive look like a PG-13.
I'm watching my video. I'm watching my video. Oh, watching my video. Sure looks good to me.
I'm sure everything will work out fine in this universe. See, it's got a very wholesome opening, like I'm watching a Home Alone film. There's a beautiful tree, the stockings are hung up, the kids are waking the parents because they hear Santa Claus. And, oh god, this movie's gonna get bloody, isn't it? I mean, sure, I guess it could be the Grinch up on the roof, but in this world, it'd be the David Howard Thornton Grinch. It's okay, she'll put the kid's mind at ease.
They have to measure the chimney to make sure it's wide enough to fit Santa's big fat belly. Sometimes he splurges too much during the holidays.
Just like Daddy.
That's right, Santa is also stumbling around because he's hungover as shit. We'll sober him up by leaving out milk and cookies, while I'll get your father some ibuprofen and a tall glass of water. He'll be okay.
You forgot to lock the front door again.
Okay, now I know why he drinks, and everyone else too.
Timmy! Timmy, wake up! Santa's downstairs!
Mind the noise, he's also hungover. You need a few drinks if you're gonna witness a Santa who looks like this. My god, he remembered the axe for when we chopped the banister to make a family fire. He's not gonna kill the kids, right?
Juliet, I told you to stay out of my...
I'm sure he's fine. Excellent, more presents for me. And look at this, he's even cured Dad's headache. Why are you screaming? You were warned that your nagginess would bring about Krampus. There's even some references thrown in too. He may be a mime, but inside he's still saying, "Here's Johnny." I've got to think of something to say in a movie where I have no clue how much I can show. Why do I gotta cut around this? It looks like he's having a grand old time. It's playing "O Come All Ye Faithful" and it shows the baby Jesus. That means it's wholesome and teaches the valuable lesson that just because you're a killer doesn't mean you rudely waste food and leave without doing the dishes. and following the strict horror movie rule of leaving at least one survivor. But meanwhile, in Saw 4, we gotta cut back to find out how Art returned in the first place. He seems like the type who could still function without a head. Borrowing someone else's head will make for an excellent disguise. Nothing out of the ordinary on this subway ride, and he'll make a new friend when he gives the homeless lady one of his turtle doves. And what the hell, now I'm confused. Do I take down my Christmas stuff and put my Halloween decorations back up? Lesson learned here. Don't put Chris Jericho in charge of the insane asylum. You're just asking for the most deformed patient to escape and for Art to get his head back. Oh, would you leave the other one back on the subway, buddy? Anyway, nothing out of the ordinary on this subway either. And the best part is, look, it's gonna drop them off at the horror convention.
You look so good. I mean, I was gonna do the blood thing too, but I was just worried about the cleanup. But can I get a picture?
$40. Good, the home is just like they left it before, a shithole. He's regretting taking her out of the hospital. She hasn't properly dealt with the fact that she's seen better days since the first time we saw her character. Careful, careful, you keep this up and the place will be a mess, and Art won't be around to clean it because he's beginning his hibernation season. That catches us up to the present day, where it's far too late for old man Peabody to warn them that Santa will punish you. Here Sienna has been dealing with survivor's guilt from the events of the previous, so she's gonna stay with her aunt and uncle for the holidays, including their daughter Gabby, who's very close with Sienna.
Never leave me for this long ever again.
Are you okay? I'm not walking into a bad seed situation, am I? It's like she's in a stalker film now. I made this room just for you, Sienna. That's great. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm staying over at the Holiday Inn. It would be a relaxing holiday if Art wasn't woken from his slumber. What were you thinking, hiring Michael Ironside Demolition? My God, this place looks too creepy for me to be in. I was in Scary Movie. I belong in a parody universe, damn it. It does feel like there's a couple different movies going on here. One is the horror movie where he's letting his co-worker know of the murders that occurred in the house, and then we're watching the Miles County Christmas special, that classic Hallmark movie where she rediscovers her small-town values by reminiscing fondly over her father and bringing the town together to save the Clown Cafe, as described in the Clown Grail Diary. Then we can get back to the demolition crew, who after all this time finally discovered the body in the attic from Black Christmas. Don't go up there and talk to it. What do you think is gonna happen? He's not gonna give you a tip. And I don't know what kind of Japanese horror film is going on in the other room. All I know is this guy got off easy, while the prolonged death will be, it's okay. He's just gonna clip his nails and give him a close shave so he's presentable for the family photo. Let's take a break, because even though I just watched a man's face peeled off as his skeleton still screamed, the movie is making me very hungry for takeout. If you want some more sex and violence, with a helping of roller derby, outer space, and criminal trials, that means you miss Cinemax. Pick up my new book, Skinemax, a love letter to all things softcore in the 90s, over on Amazon, which is on ebook, paperback, and hardcover. I hope you enjoy. Welcome back. Make sure you don't take your kids to this. They spoil that Santa isn't real.
Christmas hasn't really been the same around here since someone stopped believing in Santa Claus.
When did that happen?
When I was like 8.
8 was still too old, honey. Honestly, given all the fantastical stuff I see in this series, it'd be weird for Santa to not exist in this world. Look, her dead friend Brooke joins them at the table. What would David Naughton from Werewolf in London do? But in Revenge of the Nerds, Wormser's first adventure, Jonathan immediately finds out that his roommate will get way more laid than him, although she's a bit obsessed with Jonathan since she has a true crime podcast. Of course she does. Someone had to pick up the reins when they lost their previous host, and I know what you did last summer. Sienna and Jonathan are trying to stay as close as they can, especially because he's a college student now, so he can hook her up with all the meds she needs. And while Art is still doing his last-minute Christmas shopping, where all the good presents are picked over, so you just have to build something yourself. Oh, nothing good's gonna come from that. He's gonna ruin their bonding.
How'd you get those scars?
Easy, John Caglione Jr. of The Dark Knight did the makeup on the movie. If you're thinking that it seems like a movie where Clint Howard and Daniel Roebuck would pop up, it's because Clint Howard and Daniel Roebuck pop up, where it's Roebuck who gets to play the horny Santa, and Bradley Stryker does his best John Hawkes. This better get zany. Excellent, it does. The hell, that's too much for me, and I was the ice cream man. I love Daniel Roebuck's filmography on my show. One minute it's an unrated gore movie, and then in another episode it may be a Kevin Sorbo faith-based movie. Obviously, when someone comes into the bar acting like this, always sit them down and buy them a drink. More alcohol will make the situation better. I mean, it is hilarious, like when he shows his ID.
Maurice Jackson?
That's gotta be a fake ID. Clearly that's me. Then it gets weird when Art pees on him. That seemed like the natural progression of this conversation. Plus, it can't be the first time this mall Santa has been peed on today. Some of them get off easy in this scene too. You know, the characters are getting off good when I can show at least some of their deaths. And if it involves a gun, well, it's poor Santa who loses his clothes, and let's just say he freezes off Santa's embarrassing knee hair and sends him on his way. He'll be late taking over someone else's shift as mall Santa while the others do their shopping for Jonathan.
I don't think Jonathan is really into black anymore.
Mr. Death Metal?
I don't think he listens to that anymore either.
He's into cowboy boots and Conway Twitty now. Before Art shows up wearing a mask that's even creepier than his clown makeup. And I wonder who in this scene will die horribly.
That's good. No, I'm happy.
Jonathan spotted it.
Yep, definitely gonna be Coop from Basketball, and if there's time, his podcaster girlfriend. I am excellent at what I do. I've solved 0 cases, provided distracting tips, but have killer views. This'll go well.
I see images of my dead friends and relatives on a daily basis, images that wake me up screaming.
Wait for me to turn on TikTok Live. It's bad enough that Jonathan isn't even taking her seriously.
I saw him today.
Who?
At the mall. With Gabby.
How can you be sure it was really him?
Take my frickin' word for it. You know what'll save you in this film? Ditching Santa and celebrating the birth of our baby Jesus. It'll take reading the family words back to him that wins him over.
Sometimes demons try to enter our world, only they can't do it alone.
That's just my Stranger Things fan fiction. Dan is my roommate. There's only one thing that'll stop him this time.
I have to go back to the Terrifier.
Why?
Because it's the title, you idiot. But back to the mall. This seems legit. Line up, kids, line up. Obviously, this is one of Santa's helpers, and he'll be less prone to hit on the moms than drunken Santa. Even the gifts are better. The only thing that Roebuck Santa gave to them was an expired coupon to Gloria Jeans. What the hell is going on here? I was supposed to be the clown today.
That's not Bill.
What?
That's not our Santa Claus.
Are you sure? Alright, buddy, pack it up and get back to the hot topic where you belong. And right when he was about to start handing out explosives.
Gory!
The one time we needed Chuck Norris to come crashing through the mall and save the day, and he's nowhere to be found. She's got enough problems with people creeping her out at home.
What's that?
Jesus.
Is it for me?
Quit being weird. I gotta say, he's still blending in well. He can't be the only Santa driving around in a white van. We'll see if he can launch into the sky like in Christmas Evil. Everyone's having a bad day. There was an explosion just as Tom Savini finally got over the carnage at the Monroeville Mall. Art's gonna cause more mayhem, and Gabby has read Sienna's journal.
I never told you I don't like cereal.
What?
How'd you know I don't like cereal?
You didn't even touch your grape nuts. That's alright, more cereal for me. I'm high as shit. I actually like these two. Like when she says that shit happened to Sienna a long time ago. And he's like, I don't think you just get over that. Too bad they are so dead. But why?
When you look into his eyes, what do you see? Is there a soul?
You sound like you want to fuck him.
I don't want to fuck him.
Ooh, rejected. But since it's a slasher, the death has to happen when they're banging in the shower. Yeah, don't mind me. Totally not having a problem focusing on my stream over here. I like that he's a sadistic demon, but still has to go to the John like the rest of us. He plays toilet swords with high stakes. No, it's okay. We want you to watch as we continue. All you need to know about this scene is he hands them an Art the Clown condom and teaches them about safe sex. All while outgoring the shower death from pieces. And do you think the chainsaw is gonna go up the guy's ass because he had his butt sticking out? No, he covers him up with some Art the Clown boxers. It would be hilarious to see a PG-rated cut of this. Shouldn't be hard. Just show the family scenes and make it a story about PTSD and Jesus, where Sienna is our new savior. And she's not having bad dreams, she's just dreaming about her teen crush, Jason Patrick. Best leave out the nightmare portion of it with Dr. Satan. You can keep the part with Victoria Christ. It sort of is a religious movie. Let's take another break where she sets up her hilarious trap and hits them in the face with paint cans. We're back, and oh god, the chair still smells like Santa Roebuck's frozen leg hair. Ooh, this is gonna get bloody. Rude! There is something funny about seeing him just slap someone after all the murder we've seen him do. Victoria's definitely getting a lot more screen time here compared to the second, after she and the little pale girl from Terrifier 2 became one. Damn, there's a lot of lore I gotta keep up with here. It finds more ways to surprise. Oh, did you think that these two would be the only ones from this scene to get killed? Nope, they have Jonathan's head in a cage, while they made Uncle Greg's head the tree topper. I didn't think they'd kill off Jonathan, especially off screen. That takes some balls. Not every death will be off screen though. Oh no, tell me that's not going to involve the ass again. Thank God he's just making sure she finishes all her Christmas dinner of rats before she starts on her pecan pie dessert. Sienna doesn't want to complain too much. Sure, placing a crown of thorns on her head hurts, but probably nothing compared to getting her throat cut and a rat climbing out of it like what just happened to her aunt. I'm glad to see all these stories coming together as one. The pacing is random in the film. It is a lot of cutting back and forth between the story and the tones. Like you'll be in the middle of an art scene and then cut to Hallmark Family Time, then back to Art's mayhem. And that happens a lot without much flow, but what still carries it, even though it could use some tightening, is it's very entertaining, the acting is quite good, the effects are still spectacular, and like usual, the violence gets so over the top that it gets funny like you're watching a gory slapstick comedy where the comedic timing is still pretty great. They utilize the Christmas setting well too, making it a Terrifier movie that you could watch for the Christmas season like you could the others for Halloween. But not only do I love that there's heavy lore in these, but lore that they keep building upon with every movie. Not only do I want to see how they top the deaths in the next one, but also how they top the backstory too. Here's a film series which began with a clown demon wrecking people's Halloween, and now it's a gory She-Ra where they're saved by the magic sword, and I told you to stop sneaking up on me like that. It's cool that the series has gone from a small release first movie spread by word of mouth to this third one, an unrated bloodbath that opened at #1 at the box office with its own concession stand items. That definitely means there will be a fourth film, because like all great live-action Saturday morning cartoons, the gates of hell opens up, sending Gabby and Sienna on a potential Kirsty and Tiffany-like adventure from Hellraiser 2. Sure, she could spend the next movie rescuing Gabby from hell, but on the plus side, she doesn't have to worry about her reading her journal anymore. Oh yeah, and Art the Clown's still out there too. He's lost his tokens for the subway and has decided to take the bus now, and I hope the next one is an Easter film. Well, that wasn't a family movie at all, but still gave me the Christmas cheer that I expected from watching it on Tubi TV.
Jingle bells, this place fucking smells.